Hello, and welcome to day 4 in Parkinsons52 land. Thanks for joining us again. I guess you could call today Hump Day because we're over the hump in week 16. If you've missed our other visits, my name is Jim Kennedy and I have PD, but that has nothing to do with my personhood, I hope. I want to emphasize that I welcome questions. If you have a question or a comment, send me a tweet or a Facebook message and I'll answer as soon as I can. Unfortunately, I can't find the question that was sent to me yesterday. It was on thoracic outlet syndrome. If you're the person who sent it, please resend it to me and I'll keep track of it this time and I'll answer as best I can. I just lost it somewhere between Twitter, Facebook, instant messaging, Skype, Snapchat, Instagram, and the recycle bin. And I apologize for my error. Today we're going to move on to the second piece of my music pie called TIMP, T-I-M-P, and fine motor skills. I'll give you a more precise definition shortly, but TIMP is a type of NMT therapy that involves the use of musical instruments. Don't exit the video yet. You may be saying to yourself, I've never played a musical instrument and I've never owned one. Well, my answer to the first statement would be, it doesn't matter. And my answer to the second statement would be, yes you do, potentially. I'm going to show you how you can use something as simple as a wooden spoon or an old can to your benefit in enhancing your fine motor skills. Before we get to that, however, please allow me to digress just for a moment. I have a few musical instruments around our house. PWPs like myself are not that easy to live with either. We sometimes act a little crazy, and maybe drive our spouses or partners or good friends a little crazy too. My wife Joy is as supportive a partner in my fight against PD that I could ever hope for. But I don't blame her for getting aggravated with me sometimes. For example, I can sometimes play one of my instruments endlessly, always of the electronic variety with headphones. But sometimes she wonders if I'm even in the house, and it goes on forever, while she's in another part of the house by herself. Well, she went a little crazy the other night, and the episode was caught on our security camera. And see what happened. Well, fortunately there was no major harm done and Joy returned to normal. The Yamaha keyboard is made of hardened plastic, so it still works pretty well. I need to tear myself away from some of my pet projects once in a while and spend more time with her. Someone reminded me just a little bit ago, if you're in the hospital, Mr. Kennedy, and you're really sick, just remember who's going to be there by your side, comforting you and seeing that your needs are met. Well, let's get back to TIMP. I want to refer you to another one of Dr. Michael Tott's books. This one is a handbook for applying NMT. Among many other subjects, you'll find an entire chapter on TIMP. What is TIMP? This is the definition from Dr. Tott's book. Simply put, for us PWPs, it's using musical instruments and music to help us move better. TIMP can be used with large movements, we call that gross movements sometimes, and with fine movements, such as with our hands, wrists, fingers, that kind of thing. It's these fine motor skills that I have trouble with on my dominant right side, and that's been my predominant PD symptom all along. I have trouble with handwriting, working the computer, sometimes handling eating utensils, and playing musical instruments, which I love to do. Let's look at drumming for a moment. Drumming, or playing some kind of drum, has been shown to be very therapeutic for PWPs, both from a movement standpoint and an emotional standpoint. I know from my personal experience, sometimes it just makes me feel better to beat on something. This is where I know you have a drum around the house. You just haven't thought of it that way before. Let me show you some examples. how easy that is? You can use old cans, wooden spoons, whatever makes a noise, basically. I also have a drum practice pad, which is relatively inexpensive, and an electronic drum pad, which costs only $100 US, which comes with a convenient headphones jack. Both of these items are quite portable. Here's a short demonstration of each one. That wraps it up for today. Tomorrow's day 5, and the first thing I want to show you is a musical app for your mobile device that can help you with your fine motor skills. Then we'll spend some time talking about a keyboard temp project that I hope you'll find interesting and helpful to you. On day 6, we'll conclude the video series by opening our conversation around the other 3 pieces of the musical pie. Please send me your comments and questions, and I'll get you a reply just as soon as I can. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Until then, don't forget our motto.